I just got a package and I think it's for the sewing room. I'm going to go ahead and open it and we'll see. I think. Yep. So I'm going to dispose of my yellow glue sticks, and I'll have some crystal clear glue sticks for upcoming fall projects. And some Sharpies. I've been desperately needing some brand new permanent ink, and I wanted some colors. So I will post the information. Both of these were purchased on Amazon. And there you go. I'm back. We had a wonderful 4-day weekend with our kids from Oregon and our kids from here. And with the birthdays, our oldest daughter and my husband, her dad obviously, have a birthday 1 day apart. And so for the first time in a long time, we were able to celebrate birthday weekend all together, and it was great. Even though it rained, we live in Washington, it's going to be that way. But anyway, now that it is Monday afternoon, kind of late in the day, I'm just going to go ahead and get things put back away the way they're supposed to be. I don't know if you guys are familiar with this type of wrapping paper. I love it. It comes, I'm not sponsored by any of the companies that provide this paper, but it comes from Amazon, and it's fascinating to me. I love the fact that you just get this incredible array of colors and designs, and they are reversible. I'll just pull this one out. This is how big it is, and it is printed on both sides. This one has kind of this cool little black sunshine star design, and this has some pretty flowers, kind of a I don't know, almost like a quilty print. And I just happen to think that this particular collection was really pretty, and I will link it in the description box below this video. So if you are interested, there you go. I also recently did an opening where I show the clear glue sticks that I got for the sewing room. Problem is, I can't get this one out. Oh, here it comes. I loosened it just enough, I think. Oh, I worked and worked and worked on this the other day. Yeah, this doesn't want to come through this way, so I'm probably going to have to try to cut this off. I mean, look at the difference in the color. That's terrible. All right, so that's the other thing. And then the Sharpies that I ordered have arrived, and I'm going to, of course, use these in here. And I kind of want, let's see, I wanted to use this color and this color right away. And we used the staple, or we used my snap set tool, and she chose, my oldest daughter, to wrap her dad's, one of her dad's gift. She chose red solid snap caps, and she decorated a plain gift bag, just a brown paper gift bag. And all she had to do was set this snap cap right here on the snap setter, and we chose to use the solid, not the one with the hole in it, and then put the rubber band thing over, I don't know what it's called, right over the top of that snap. And because the snap was not holding anything, it was just holding a piece of paper onto a piece of paper, which I'll show you what I'm talking about right here. So we're just going to pretend like she had drawn a wonderful design on this piece of paper, and then she wanted to kind of do like the journaling look. So we had, you know, some different pretty applications applied to the paper, and then she took the snap set and she actually did 2 snaps and basically just snapped that on. And then we took this tool with the solid end, and oh, it didn't go all the way through. Yeah, it did. It went right through. And then we just kind of made it so that you couldn't hurt yourself on this right here. And that held her little cute artwork on the bag. I mean, it was, you know, it was a big bag with handles that we decorated with this right here. And then she had a really pretty design, and it just looked really cute with the snaps and this as an extra. She just took a plain brown gift bag and really turned it into something special using some things that I mean, I love these snaps, but they do tend to just sit. So having a second application, a second thing that you can do, a different thing you can do to use these is just wonderful. So there was that. I need to put all this away. I'll save that for inspiration. And let's see, we went to an antique store called Home Inspirations down in Snohomish, and found a few things. Let's see, she's really into sewing and crafting like I am, so that was kind of a fun birthday day. My husband and I bought a piece of furniture that has a fascinating history. I will show you a picture right here. This is the piece of furniture right here in its original home. So we did that. We made birthday cakes from scratch, and that was also fun because my daughters are vegan. So learning how to cook and bake with no eggs, no dairy, you know, none of the traditional baking ingredients is always fun. It's a challenge, and it is a fun challenge. And we went through my sewing room. My daughters always shop my sewing room. If they need something, or if they want to try to build or design or sew or create something, they know they can come here and go through the stuff, and if they find something they can use, it's theirs. And moving on, my head is so full of wonderful ideas to share with you guys. I want to do a fabric advent calendar, so I have that planned. My youngest daughter wants me to, she just recently, I think about a year ago, got a dining room table, and now that the current timeline, we're in 2020, late 2021, and we're starting to kind of get back into the swing of things and having gatherings where there are people that can come and visit. She's looking at maybe sewing or having me sew a fall themed tablecloth, napkins, table runner set. And I also wanted to continue with the zipper installation videos, and of course my dress and my blouse, which I do need to finish. It's getting cold outside, so my thoughts are running more toward using heavier fabrics and less about using lightweight fabrics, but I am going to finish the dress. I may just do the shirt part and then attach it and we'll move on. That's pretty much all that's left. I don't know that I'll actually wear it. I may not hem it until next year, but it will be put together and it will be ready for me to, you know, put those details together, the hemming and all of that. But I'm so excited about using more cool weather, wintry like fabrics and fibers and doing some of those types of projects. So that is kind of where I am. The next big project is either going to be about zippers or it is going to be about making a Christmas Advent calendar from fabric. I'm hoping that I can get both of those in rather quickly. I did purchase some gorgeous zippers on Amazon. They're in the orchid color family. They're beautiful zippers. Then I also have fabric I need to purchase for putting the Advent calendar together. And I want it to be kind of a unique design where I can give you measurements and then you can just take those measurements and make an Advent calendar that's in my head so you don't have to buy a pattern. I think if we can do it that way, it'd be so much easier for everyone. The basic design idea is a rectangular shape piece of fabric. It will be longer than it is wide. And then it will have a series of pockets on it. And the pockets will be designed in such a way that we can put little treats in there. So let's pretend, I don't want to cut that because I might be able to use it, but I need a piece of fabric. Oh my goodness. Well, maybe I can fold this without cutting it. But this is just a description. So this would potentially be like the back. Just say it's just an example. And this would be the top, and at the top we would have a way to hang it with a little, you know, rope of some sort. You just hang it on a hook. And then scattered throughout this, you would have a variety of pockets that are not in order. So you might have 22, 7, 16, 3, you know, so you have all 25, I'm going to say 24 days for the countdown to Christmas Day. And also I'm going to be utilizing little wooden round, a circle made from wood, and we'll just sew those on and they'll hang like a bell from the pocket. So that's going to be on the outside. I wanted to make the project easy enough that just about anybody can do it without having to embroider a whole bunch of tiny little numbers on pockets. I just thought that might take some of the fun out of it. But having said that, if you would like to start your project and you would like to embroider the numbers, I think I might start right now. And then I'm going to take a 5x5 piece of fabric. So let's just pretend 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll pretend like from here to here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. So here to here and here to here. Okay, so we'll fold and we'll fold. All right. And then we'll have our little pocket, and that will kind of give you an idea of how big this is going to be. Because if the pocket is this size, oh, this would be raw edges, but I'm going to finish the top edge like a traditional little pocket, and this would be stitched down, and then of course the sides. So I guess by the time we get, you know, the whole thing put together, it would actually be more like this. And then I'm going to make like a little bunting piece of fabric to attach. This isn't going to look right, but you know, Let's see, we'll try it with this. Yeah, here we go. So we'd have this little bunting piece of fabric across the top of the pocket like so. And we could have this be Christmas themed. So if you had like white or blue or red or green, this could have like a Christmas themey piece, you know, fabric here. And this is where we would attach our button. So there would be like a little round button with the number, 7 in there. And we would attach it and let it hang down like a little charm. And then inside this little pocket, we could put, a chocolate or a cookie or a bottle of nail polish or a little tiny pair of scissors for the sewing room. And each one could have just its own little gift or maybe 2 gifts if you have 2 children, or maybe make 2, I don't know. But anyway, so the advent calendar would have usable pockets with numbers, and then it will have a beautiful piece of fabric for the main body that we will do in my typical fashion, which is quilt to the top, attach it to a back, and then bind the outer edges. And then we'll put that rope on there, and we can hang it on a hook. So that's my plan for the next little Christmas project. Prior to birthday weekend, we bought some pumpkins. One of those was a white pumpkin. There's the tag that was just attached to the pumpkin. And I wanted to save some of the seeds from that pumpkin. What I did is I carved it into a vase. I've got flowers in it. It's so pretty on my table. But I wanted to take them out of this bag. I don't think these seeds are going to do well in a plastic bag. I think they should be in an envelope or some paper. So I'm going to make a little pumpkin seed saving envelope. This is just a plain old white pumpkin. I don't think it's any particular type, just white. It wasn't a particularly pretty pumpkin. But, if I can have one, and I usually get one from about 5 seeds. The ratio of male flowers to female flowers is like 100 million male flowers to female flowers. So I usually end up with 1 pumpkin, and that's about right for my purposes. I don't want to reinvent the wheel, but I do want a cute little envelope to store my seeds in. The plastic is not a good place. So rather than trying to build an envelope, with all of the cutting and folding and everything, I'm just going to take a piece of leftover wrapping paper from the weekend. It was birthday weekend, and decorate my envelope that I already have. I always have extras from the cards that I buy. So rather than just have them sit around and, get old, moldy and whatnot, I like to use them for other things. So I am going to, this side reminds me of Christmas, so I'm going to draw on this side. And I'm just going to take a marker. And you could use measurements and just measure this. Measure across here, and then measure here, and measure here. You could use any size envelope that you wanted to. I know a lot of people store their seeds in those really skinny, long manila type, which I think that's kind of a neat idea because they don't take up a lot of room. But I have a drawer in my kitchen where I keep my saved seeds. I know it's been a minute since I had a video up, but we did have company, and I may end up having a separate issue in early November. I have received a notice for jury duty the day after my anniversary, so while it may be inconvenient, and we actually had kind of planned on going somewhere, I guess it's my civic duty. I just hope I can do what is required, because walking with my hips and my knees is a nightmare. So we'll see what happens. Okay. Alright, so now I'm just going to glue this down. I'm just using regular old glue stick glue. It's repositional, so you know, if you end up needing to move it, you can. It just wants to slip and slide. There we go. Okay. Alright, and there's a little overhang, so I'll trim this down. You just want to be careful. If you're going to do this my way, you just want to make sure you don't cut the envelope, because it's folded, and otherwise if you have little bitty seeds, they can just fall right out if you cut the actual fold from the envelope. Alright, and then I'm going to fold it right where the original fold was. And then right here, I'm going to cut out a very specific part of this paper, like them to fall out. Okay, and then this will go in the drawer in the kitchen where I save my seeds. Plan to use. It is a quilter's cotton by Stitch and Sparkle that I purchased on Amazon last year. I made myself a house coat. I think it's adorable, really cute for spring, and I think my little remnant here would be great for the purposes of a coaster. So I'm going to go ahead, you remember we need 2 pieces for the bottom, and then 4 pieces for folding over. So let's just see how much I have. This is 2 pieces here. 2 and 2. I should have plenty of fabric. I'm going to go ahead and leave it folded and just trace my 2. And I already have a piece of the batting cut out. Because this is a heat erase pen, I am not concerned that I'm drawing on the outside of the fabric or the right side of the fabric. I can just hit it with the iron when I'm done, and this ink will vanish. Now when I fold something over and I need to cut it out, I will almost always pin it in a couple of places. I don't want it to slip and slide. So let's decide which 2 will be the bottom side. That's so cute. I think this will be the outer bottom piece, so it goes face up toward me. And they're all just too cute to choose from, so here we go. Alright, so I need a piece of batting in the middle. This time I'm going to trim my batting down so that it doesn't end up, oh, I don't like to use those scissors. I don't want it to end up in my seam allowance. So I'm just going to trim a bit off on all these sides. It doesn't provide any structural support to this project. It's just simply there to absorb heat or condensation in the purpose of using the coaster. So I have it set just like this. And then I'm going to put this on the top, face up, and it will end up on the outside as the visible bottom of the project. Okay? Now I'm going to do this one differently. This time, instead of folding this way with a little fox nose here, I'm going to fold them in half, like this, so that you can see just a little different method of putting these together. So fold it in half, go ahead and finger press, and then just lay it down right on top. So you have a raw edge, a raw edge, and a raw edge. The folded edge is right here in the middle, like so. We'll fold this one, and we're going to put the raw corner down here. So we have raw edge, raw edge, raw edge, folded right here in the middle. And then we're going to fold this one in half. Like so, and place it just like that. So 1, 2, 3. Raw edge, raw edge, raw edge, and the folded part is in the center. And we're going to go back to the very first one. So it's 1, 2, 3, and then we go back to 1 and fold it back out of the way. Then we're going to fold our final piece right in half. We want to do raw edge, raw edge, raw edge, and then flip that down just like that. So that they're just beautifully placed. And if you did fussy cut your fabric, you would need to place it so that you can't see it, because you'll be stitching and then folding it to the outside. So the fussy cut sections you would need to be able to look at from this side as you're placing them down. I don't know if that makes any sense. You wouldn't need to see what you've cut. They would have to be face down. But I don't know that that would be really worth the effort. It could be that there is a project out there that allows you to fussy cut in such a way, you know, that you can place those down without having to see what they look like. I don't know. But I'm not that picky. Now I do want to make sure that all of my edges are perfectly lined up. The bottom piece is kind of fussing around with me a little bit. And I will clip and come down here and clip. Alrighty. Alright, so I'm going to use the side of my presser foot as my seam allowance gauge. Remove this clip. And I am locking my stitches by going forward and backward. So we sew all 4 sides. Then we need to cut the corners right where those stitches cross, like so. And I'm just going to trim my seam allowance down just a little. And just go in and turn. We'll do that on both sides, so all 4 corners, of course, are turned out. Now I haven't pressed this one, but I wanted to show you what the difference is. So this one was made with the triangles and this one was made with the rectangles. So let me go give this one a quick press. And voila. I think they're so nice. They do protect your furniture. That batting will help absorb heat. It will help absorb moisture. Your furniture will thank you. And if you stacked several of these up, whether they match or are all different, tie a bow around them and stick them in a stocking for a friend. What a great little gift, especially if they're done in their favorite color. If they like, you know, lemons or ladybugs or pumpkins or whatever. I think there's so many different types of fabrics out there, and they're just adorable. I have these literally all over my house. So enjoy that little project, and I'll be back in a minute. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please consider doing so, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye.